Greetings, juice heads. Am I big enough on YouTube to have a following yet? Juice heads? Whatever. This is Drink Your OJ, the friendly, non-stabby OJ, coming to you with another juice report on May 27th, 2023, and so soon. And I bet you already know why, so I won't keep you in suspense. Ron DeSantis made his so-called presidential campaign launch via a Twitter Space this past week. Yes, you heard that right. An allegedly top-tier 2024 Republican presidential candidate announced his campaign on an audio-only platform meant for chatting about NFTs and meme coins. But if that wasn't bad enough, the fucking thing didn't even work. I mean, it was on Twitter, so what were we really expecting? Yeah, this is another story about my favorite rich fuck, Elon Musk, and his busted-ass social media / newly minted right-wing propaganda platform, Twitter. Clearly, after seeing what $787 million can buy an Aussie rich fuck like Rupert Murdoch in terms of gaining access to power in a nation where you constitutionally can never become president, Musk has decided that pile of money he's going to burn holding on to Twitter is going to get use, gaining him power and influence in the United States. But before we get into all of that, let's just revel in the fucktastrophie that was the DeSantis campaign announcement. A report here from The Intelligencer. 5 takeaways from Ron DeSantis' 2024 announcement with Elon Musk. It started out with comically bad technical issues. The first several minutes of the conversation on Twitter Spaces between DeSantis, Musk, and moderator DeSantis mega donor David Sachs were marred by glitches. Microphone feedback was the first thing Twitter users heard when the stream went live. Then it cut out entirely for a few moments. When it came back, Sachs said that the extra volume of listeners was, quote, melting the servers. Like with explosions involving Musk's other companies, he said this was a, quote, good sign. Then the stream went out again for several more minutes. For reference, the basic technology for the evening of audio streaming, better known as radio, was invented in 1895. When the stream came back, Musk said they were allocating more server space for the call. Then it went out again. After about 24 minutes, they figured it out, hosting the stream on David Sachs' account instead of Elon Musk's. According to platformers' Twitter sources, it was Musk's app that had crashed. And here is that source on Twitter. It says, on Wednesday, the lack of servers led to a predictable series of cascading failures. In the run-up to the event, engineers expected that Spaces would be able to accommodate hundreds of thousands of users, but too many people joined the first stream simultaneously, and the app kept crashing as a result. Musk's own Twitter app crashed repeatedly during the event, we're told. Musk, who uses the employee-only build of the app known as Early Bird, was said to be furious afterward. If only the CEO had kept around a few more engineers to deal with easily foreseeable problems like server demand when more than 200,000 people tried to tune in. Another thing, there weren't any surprises in DeSantis' stump speech. He talked a lot about wokeness, basically. That really shouldn't surprise anyone. Is this a concerning sign about the election? DeSantis vowed, if you nominate me, you can set your clock to January 20, 2025 at high noon, because on the west side of the U.S. Capitol, I will be taking the oath of office as the 47th President of the United States. While that could be an innocuous expression of his confidence in the general election, It's possible that the line is a nod to the last presidential contest, when Trump refused his loss and obsessed over proving false allegations of election fraud. If DeSantis is saying that he will get the job done, he could be committing to a platform to refuse to back down if he loses the Electoral College. So, that should be fun. Of course, Musk was mainly focused on Twitter navel-gazing. It was definitely a weird broadcast. As David Friedlander tweeted, most of this presidential campaign announcement on Twitter Spaces is devoted to what a great idea it is to do presidential campaign announcements on Twitter Spaces. And finally, Trump who? A very basic and important question for Republican primary voters might be, why should I vote for Ron DeSantis over Donald Trump? But this wasn't asked on Thursday night, though they did have enough time for a Dogecoin shout-out, Musk favorite. In fact, the only time the word Trump was used in DeSantis' stump speech was when he said that merit must trump identity politics. So, no name drop there. Next, this brief report here from the Insider. Elon Musk was left furious after Ron DeSantis' Twitter Spaces campaign launch saw his own app crash repeatedly. Of course, Ron DeSantis' team bragged that it, quote, broke the internet due to his popularity. Even Musk's own app, he uses an employee-only version called Early Bird, crashed repeatedly during the event. Several users said their Twitter apps crashed during DeSantis' announcement, which was more than 20 minutes late to start due to technical glitches. 3 Twitter employees told the New York Times that staff had been worrying whether the platform could handle all the traffic, and there was no plan for any reliability issues. Spaces was largely a prototype, not a finished product, one ex-Twitter staffer told CNN. It's a beta test that never ended. David Sachs, who co-hosted the event, claimed the event was, quote, by far the biggest room ever held on social media. But even its peak 600,000 listeners was well behind the 30 million who attended Travis Scott's virtual Fortnite concert, and the 2.5 million who watched the PlayStation showcase on the same day as the Twitter Space. Publicly, Musk also claimed it was the top story on Earth, but a look at the world's newspapers and Google search data showed that people were far more interested in the death of Tina Turner, as they rightfully should have been. Insider contacted Twitter for comment. The company responded with an automated message that didn't address the inquiry. Surprising no one. So that's a couple looks into what happened with this campaign announcement. For another inside view of the announcement itself, let's take a brief look at the majority report.
Let's actually hear this here because DeSantis did end up getting to speak on the conference call presidential announcement 20 plus minutes in. At the end of when he ended up speaking from per NBC News. By the time DeSantis got to the moment his political team had spent weeks negotiating, there were fewer than 70,000 viewers remaining, a significantly smaller audience than is traditional for a major presidential launch. It started off with more people and quickly dwindled down. And when you see and hear footage from this, I guess it's not footage because it's audio only, you can probably understand why.
Let's see. So, here we go. Yeah, I think so. Just to simplify this.
This is silent.
Silence.
So yeah, clearly someone's mic input got turned off somehow.
I think we're just going to use your...
What?
Again, yeah.
In and out, bad Wi-Fi.
And people remember 2 days ago, when this was announced on the show,
We're just going to use your...
I predicted exactly this would happen.
Yes, you did. I mean, this is like, we're not talking over anything. This is just the silence here.
So yeah, I guess how much of...
There's a minute.
Okay.
It comes back for a second, though.
Okay, so we're still waiting, preparing to launch.
2,000 people All right, great. So let's see.
This is how a billionaire genius deals with keeps crashing. Yeah, I mean,
All right, we got the vibe. All right, so that's what it sounded like for essentially over 20 minutes. Now, here, after a few minutes, this is Elon Musk introducing the esteemed Governor DeSantis to the Twitter space.
All right, well, it's certainly an incredible honor to have Governor DeSantis make this stark announcement.
This is the elevator music they're playing as he's introducing DeSantis.
vote against CRT. Vote against
take away.
Attack teachers unions. Attack Target pride displays.
Close your eyes
Okay, I mean,
and let the fascism wash over you.
there's also a point where Elon apologized and said, actually, these technical difficulties kind of show like how excited people are. And
Right. No, well, we have the public-facing numbers, and they've been put up against, like, viral videos of fails. They were dwarfed by AOC playing whatever that game was on Twitch with Hassan, Among Us. I mean, let's be real here. But on whatever substance you can glean from what DeSantis had to say, he talked about wokeness like the entire time. He said woke, spoke about COVID, talked about wokeness in Disney, got upset about the Biden administration trying to regulate Bitcoin is what he said. So crypto reactionary.
I would ask questions about corruption and hidden funds when politicians start doing that.
Also, the DeSantis, there's now a DeSantis War Room account on Twitter, and they posted sort of a 3.5 minute stump of DeSantis's audio paired with some images of him and Elon, not together, separate stock footage of him and Elon. And I thought I was watching a repeat of the same video for 3.5 minutes until I realized they just started over the B-roll 3 times throughout the video.
Right, and it's just so much Elon Musk.
It's extraordinarily.
Should we play that so people get a taste of like
let's
what
just hear
Really
let's take a look at the
briefly.
campaign footage.
Yes, and as Bradley's saying, we'll only play a bit, but you will get the gist because they repeat the B-roll.
They literally
over and
just
over.
cut and paste. Like, so this is like they have the audio track and then they cut and paste the 50 seconds of video over and over again, which is like, and also I'll notice as a producer, there's a what's called an audio waveform at the bottom of this that purports to show like, DeSantis' voice going. You'll note that it doesn't correspond at all to the audio. And so they should fight whoever made this because it takes a little bit of effort in Adobe to make these waveforms correspond to the audio, but it's not actually
It's just stock audio waves.
Yeah, it's just like random.
Here we go.
Well, I am running for president of the United States to lead our great American comeback. Look, we know our country's going in the wrong direction. We see it with our eyes.
Why
we
is
feel
Elon
it in
in
our
this?
bones. Our
He's all
southern
over
borders
this.
collapse. Drugs are
He's in
pouring
his
into the
That's him?
country. Our cities are being hollowed out by spiking
Elon
crime.
again?
The federal government's making it harder for the average family to make ends meet and to attain
Elon
and
some more.
maintain a middle-class
Soldier
lifestyle. And our
DeSantis.
president, well, he lacks vigor, flounders in the face of our nation's challenges,
Where's the
and takes
music?
his cues
Oh my God.
from the woke mob. I don't think it has to be this way. American decline is not inevitable. It is a choice. And we should choose a new direction, a path that will lead to American revitalization. We must.
All right, we get it. But man, they are overestimating the popularity of Elon Musk in like how that's going to activate people on the voting on the level of
And
voting.
you know what? All the staff is like, oh, we have the richest man in the world on our side.
Yeah.
We can't go wrong here. And, we'll see.
I love the concept of putting B-roll of like an executive who presides over a media company as you make an announcement on that platform. Like, just to say someone announces on a speech that's aired on CBS that they're going to run for president. It's just like stock footage of Les Moonves.
Yeah, so confirmation that it was just a very weird campaign announcement. So that led Robert Reich to beg the question, what is going on with Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis? Let's take a look. The real significance of Ron DeSantis' presidential announcement on Twitter had little to do with DeSantis, but everything to do with Musk. Twitter under Musk has fully embraced the political right. He calls himself a free speech absolutist, but that's utter baloney. He wants to elevate the speech of people like DeSantis, but suppress the speech of workers who want to unionize. He's even gone along with Turkey's recent ban on anti-regime comments in the run-up to the Turkish election. And of course, DeSantis is not exactly a libertarian himself, unless you define a libertarian as someone who bans books, forces women to give birth, threatens to take trans youth away from parents who approve of them getting gender-affirming care, prohibits teachers from mentioning gender identity or sexual orientation, bars teachers from talking about America's history of racism, and wreaks vengeance even on Mickey Mouse for opposing his authoritarian policies. What unites Musk and DeSantis isn't libertarianism at all. It's authoritarianism. The reason Musk wants to be a force on the right is because he wants to be in control. Musk now wants to impose his will on America and the world directly. And right now, Musk wants to send Donald Trump a message that he, Musk, has the power to make life difficult for Trump if Trump so much as hints at making life difficult for Musk. Musk is only 51. Trump is 77. Trump may be the next president, but Musk will outlast him. The US Constitution bars Musk from becoming president, but there's no end to the power he can wield over America and the world in coming decades. And make no mistake, Musk plans to wield it. So there you have it. Yet another rich fuck meddling in our elections. Bottom line, we need to get money out of politics. I know this isn't exactly a money in politics issue, but arguably Musk allowing DeSantis to make the announcement on Twitter without paying for any sort of promotion should be considered some kind of campaign donation, if it isn't already. I mean, that's no different than a news network giving free airtime to a candidate just to say, I don't know, have a town hall and talk to people who are a essentially captive audience without the candidate having to pay for that. I don't know what kind of a reputable network would do anything like that. This is why corporate news is total bullshit. Don't engage with it. Stick with independent media. But that's really all I have for today. Twitter predictably is a dumpster fire, as it has been since Musk took over, and it continues to burn to the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if one day we go to log in and just can't anymore. So personally, I have moved to Tribal and Mastodon both, and have kind of made an exit plan for if Twitter goes up in smoke, this is where to find me. I would recommend anybody else do similarly, because I wouldn't expect Elon Musk to do anything to facilitate a transition to another social media platform, should it come to pass that Twitter has to totally turn out the lights. I would expect him to just shut it down and say, fuck y'all. But that's that. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. For now, this is OJ with another Juice Report. Don't forget to hit that like button, and take care, everyone.